Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Is that trash bin starting to smell a little funky? Then it's time to set up a monthly or quarterly subscription with MC Bin Cleaners. Or even just a one-time cleaning. Currently serving Dodge City, Mineola, Cimarron, and Ingalls. They don't just rinse out the bins, they clean and sanitize them, getting rid of not just the smell, but harmful bacteria and germs like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and more. Plus, a clean bin helps keep rodents away. They supply everything, too, from the water and the cleaning products to the disposal of the dirty water. No mess left behind. Cleaning both residential and commercial bins. Follow MC Bin Cleaners on Facebook and TikTok and visit their website, mcbincleaners.com. Subscription starting as low as $20. Locally owned and operated, cost-effective, and eco-friendly. Visit mcbincleaners.com today. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
And with your Pecos League recap for games played on June the 18th, I'm your host, Joey Dean. We start in the Mountain Division today, Pecos at Grand Junction. Bottom of the 6th inning, Michael Doer, a RBI single, and scores Jake Alwine, makes it 5-0 in favor of the Grand Junction Razorback Suckers. Top of the 7th inning, Bills fighting back. Ryan Dragg, a 3-run homer, brings Pecos within 1, but that's all the closer that they would get as Grand Junction would go on to win this one by a score of 5-4. Now we go to Garden City, Kansas as they hosted the Trinidad Triggers. Bottom of the 4th inning, they're tied at 2. Darius Freeman will reach on this error as Aaron Izquierdo and Neil Taylor would score. It was a game plagued by errors for Trinidad. Bottom of the 8th inning, Peyton Lewis, the only extra base hit of the game for Garden City. They had 7 hits. This double scores a run, but Rob Morissetti is thrown out at home. But it wouldn't matter as Garden City capitalized on walks and errors and go on to win it 15-3. Now we go to Tucson as they hosted the Roswell Invaders. Bottom of the 6th inning, Jaden Boyce, a 2 RBI double, gives Tucson an early 2-1 lead. Go to the top of the 7th inning, though, tied at 2. Ryan Torres, a sac fly to right field. TC Burns would score. And that would be it for the scoring in this ball game. A low-scoring affair in Tucson where the visiting Invaders win it 3-2. Now we go to Santa Fe, New Mexico as they hosted North Platte. Top of the second inning, Jake Boucher at the plate. Stephen Kent will come home as the throw to the pitcher goes off his glove. And everybody watches Kent score. Top of the seventh inning, Carson McCurdy, a 2-run homer. Tommy Ramos would score, and North Platte just piling it on at this point. They would go on to win it by a score of 24-7. Now we go to the Pacific. Austin at Bakersfield. Bottom of the first inning, Maxim Fullerton, a 3-run homer, makes it 4-0 in favor of the Train Robbers. Fast forward to the bottom of the seventh, Cade Fuji at the plate. He hits a 2-run homer as Max Carrillo scores. Bakersfield would go on to win it by this score, 18-1 over the Weirdos. And finally, we go to Dublin as they hosted the San Rafael Pacifics. First place Dublin, they're rolling. Bottom of the third, Sam Ott, a 2-run homer as Timothy Wagner scores, makes it 11-1 in favor of the Leprechauns. Bottom of the seventh inning, Ivory Daniels. First game in the Pecos League, a triple, 3 RBIs. Dublin had 16 hits in the game. They would add 4 more runs in the eighth. And they would go on to win this one easily, 19-3. Games going on today in the Pecos League. Pecos is at Grand Junction. San Rafael hosts Austin. North Platte at Santa Fe. Garden City at Trinidad. Tucson hosts Roswell. Bakersfield at Dublin. And Alpine and Blackwell play a pair in Blackwell. Join us again next time for another Pecos League recap. Right, bench warmers, it is Riding the Pine right here on Dry River Radio. I'm your host, Joey Dean. Glad to have you with me here on a beautiful Friday. It's going to be a gorgeous day in the 80s, low 90s maybe, kind of cloudy. There's a chance of storms tomorrow. Some of those storms are going to be severe, so make sure you have our app downloaded and follow us on Facebook. As I'll try to keep you as updated as I can. We'll have Garden City Wind Baseball is the plan to have it tomorrow. And then I've got a show, too, so Jen might have to step in and do some play-by-play. But either way, we'll get things going for you tomorrow and at least let you know on Facebook what's going on with the weather. But as of right now, today, I'm trying to figure out... There we go. I had to turn my microphone. I didn't like the way it was, like, right in my mouth. I didn't want that. Don't want that. Anyway, we're trying to get it all figured out for the weekend. Today, you got the Garden City Wind at the Trinidad Triggers, as you saw there on the Pecos League recap. And Garden City will take on Trinidad. First game on the road against the Triggers. Always a tough place to go and win, so good luck to the Garden City Wind tonight. Andy will have the call for you. First pitch scheduled for 7:30 Central Time, 6:30 Mountain Time. So we'll take the air with the pregame show at 7, and then Andy will come on about 7:25 or so with your first pitch. Yeah, that's all. My brain is done. I've already done recorded the pregame and done the recap today, and had a late last night with the game that ended up taking longer. The last 2 nights have been long games. Last night wasn't terribly long, but the wife was the one who cooked and made the food and gave the food to the guys after the game, so we had to stick around a little later. Plus, Randy and Carrie won't be there Sunday, so Jed and I are Randy and Carrie on Sundays. So, lots of responsibilities. And then I play a show tonight. We're going to leave for Hayes here in about 4 hours now. We'll take off for Hayes, 4.5 hours maybe. And I'll play in Hayes for 2 hours, drive back here, and then do my recap and pregame and everything tomorrow morning, and then drive to Freedom, Oklahoma, and play a show in Freedom, Oklahoma tomorrow night, and then drive back here tomorrow night, and then get up early. And I'm not doing a pregame. I'm not doing a recap on Sunday because we have a 1:30 first pitch on Sunday. And like I said, Jen and I have to be Randy and Carrie, so we're going to get there early to make sure that, everything that they do, they're used to doing since, the last 9 years they've been doing it. And so it's like second nature to them. Me and Jen are going to have to actually think through and, did we remember to open the beer garden? That's the number one thing. Making sure the hot dogs are on the grill and the grill's fired up and all that. All the little details that people don't think about. It doesn't matter if it's a ball game that you go to or a concert. You don't really think about the little things that go on behind the scenes. And that's the things that we have to pay attention to as the hosts of these things, whether it's Riding the Pine or my shows, or Sunday it'll be Garden City Win Baseball, or even just a regular broadcast of Win Baseball. Andy can attest, Gandhi can attest that a lot goes on behind the scenes to make it work. Colin works his butt off with his crew to give Garden City Win fans the best video broadcast in the Pecos League. It's not even close. I watch every single broadcast every day when I do the recap. It's not even close. I'm not tooting my own horn, really. I'm saying Colin does a fantastic job with the video. Me and Andy are just, background noise compared to what Colin's able to do. Garden City won last night. Ugly game. 14 walks issued by Trinidad pitching. 4 hit batsmen. 4 errors on the night for Trinidad. Just a bad night to be a Trigger fan, and Garden City capitalized. They had 7 hits total, fewer hits than Trinidad did. 7 hits and scored 15 runs. That's insane. That's Pecos League baseball, though. And on the flip side of things, the thing that I was most impressed about was Max Foster's last night didn't walk anybody in his 7 innings pitching a performance, his professional debut. He struck out 4. It wasn't overpowering, but he didn't walk anybody, gave up a handful of hits and a couple of runs, but it was a solid performance. That's why we gave him player of the game last night. Very solid performance from the rookie. So I was very impressed. He did not look like a Pecos League pitcher last night because he didn't walk anybody. He hit 1 batter, but every once in a while you're going to plunk somebody. It just happens. But was very impressed with Max Foster's last night. It's starting to look like it's coming together a little bit for the Garden City Win. I know. They're 12-4-1. They've got a great record. And at the top, with Trinidad at the top of the Mountain North. But, it's been... It just never felt like so far this year all the pieces have come together. And now it's starting to feel like some of those pieces are starting to happen. Peyton Lewis crushed a ball last night that I did my home run call. I thought it was gone. And so did the outfielders. And it hit the bottom of the fence and ricocheted back to the center fielder. He was able to throw out Rob Morissetti at the plate. And I'm not sure Rob was necessarily running that hard, thinking it was gone, Peyton Lewis crushed it, though, and he's hitting the ball very well. It's just a matter of time before Dom Embody and Rob Morissetti start hitting dingers. This team, that's the thing that they've lacked, and we've said it all season long. There's not really a big bopper. There's not a Jason Rooks or a Leo Gallegos or a Mike Rachin on this team that you just rely on for the long ball. And so it's going to be long ball by committee here. It's going to be a different guy each night, which is fine. But you got to have guys that are hitting the ball out of the park. Trent Lowe's done well. Ben Bach had a 2-homer game. Peyton Lewis has hit the ball out of the park. Connor Uzika. Darius Freeman has a home run. So there's guys that have gone deep, but there's no consistency to it. And I think hopefully Peyton Lewis has found that stroke a little bit, and there'll be more consistency with his power. And Rob Morissetti's still just the 1 extra base hit on this season, but yet he's one of the RBI leaders and one of the batting average leaders on the team. It's just insane. But the pitching staff is starting to look pretty good. That back end of the bullpen is, oh, good Lord. I was talking to Randy Rawlston about it the other day, and it reminds us both of the days of HDH with the Kansas City Royals, when you had Herrera, Davis, Holland at the back end. You got to the 6th inning, you got through 6 with your starter, and you had a lead. ballgame. That's what it feels like when you have Peyton Walters, Gavin Peterson, and Nico O'Donnell. Just fire coming out of the bullpen. 3 flamethrowers that it's ridiculous. And one of them's a lefty. But lots of talent on this team. Very impressed with this team. And like Randy said, this is the best we've seen Gavin Peterson throw in his career. And he is throwing very, very well. Nico O'Donnell looks, like the closer that we saw a couple years ago. The guy that just shut the door on a championship team. They won the Mountain North that year. They've won it 2 years in a row. It's going to be tougher this year. Trinidad's very good. And don't let last night fool you. They're not a really error-prone team. They're not going to have 4 errors every game. They're not going to walk 14 guys every game. It's going to be tough. I think really the first meeting between these two teams, which Garden City also won, by the way, but it was a very tight game. Garden City had to come back in the late innings. I think it was the 8th inning they came back to win it. I think it was 4-2. That's more the style that these two teams are going to play the rest of the way, I think. I think they're very evenly matched and very good. The other teams in this North Division, North Platte, they're starting to get a rhythm a little bit. Blackwell's still scuffling along. And Grand Junction's starting to get in a rhythm a little bit. North Platte, I think they're going to have to really, really go on a run to get in a position to be a playoff team, because they're going to have to fight Grand Junction for a wild card spot. And right now, Grand Junction at 10-9 is 3 games up on the North Platte 80s at 7-12 in the wild card race. Blackwell with the worst record in the league at 4-11-1 so far this season. Your 2 wild card teams right now in the Pecos League, Grand Junction is the number 1 wild card team, Roswell the number 2, as Roswell at 9-9, just ahead of the Pecos Bills at 9-12. So, and then Santa Fe trails behind at 6-15. But, the top 2 teams in the Mountain North and top 2 teams in the Mountain South make the playoffs. Right now it's Trinidad and Garden City and Alpine and Tucson. Those are teams that you kind of expect to be there. Those are traditional playoff teams. Those are teams that have been around a long time. And then Roswell, you expect them to sneak into the playoffs somehow. They've won multiple Pecos League championships. It's been a rough few years for the Santa Fe Fuego, and they need to figure out how to put it together in the Mountain South. It's going to be tough, though. Alpine playing great baseball right now. Tucson's finding their rhythm. Roswell's really turned it on the last week, and they got a win over Tucson last night that was big for the Invaders. So it's going to be fun. You look at the Pacific, Dublin, I don't know what's going on there. They are just on fire right now. And at 15-5, they're a game and a half up on San Rafael, who they've won that Pacific Division the last few years. So they have the track record, but Dublin, they were pretty good at the end of the year last year and nearly made it to the Pecos League Championship as they made the playoffs. So they're up there, and then Bakersfield, still with a winning record at 12-10-1, is in third. Martinez is in fourth. The top 4 teams in the Pacific make the playoffs. Martinez with a losing record right now at 7-13, about 3.5 games up on the Austin Weirdos, as Austin, the travel team out there in California this year, and the Weirdos, they're like a travel team. Travel teams traditionally are not very good, and we're seeing that with Austin. We've seen it with Salina in years past. We've seen it at Austin years past as well. The Houston Apollos was another team that we saw struggle because of being a travel team. It's very hard for a travel team to find success because you don't have, Garden City has host families. You have a place to go, and there's, a sense of belonging, a sense of home. You don't have that with a travel team. You have a hotel room, and you're sharing it with a couple of other guys, and you're, never have home crowds behind you or anything. So it's very tough. So the Austin Weirdos, it's really, the cards are stacked against them, but they're not that far right now out of a playoff spot. If they can catch Martinez, they can secure that last playoff spot, which I'm actually kind of pulling for them. And I think a lot of people are, because The Weirdos, first off, people love the name, the Austin Weirdos. And then second, I think people are kind of pulling for him because, it's a tough hand they've been dealt. And you'd like to see him succeed a little bit. Lots to get to in the show. I'm starting out with some Pecos League baseball. And then we'll move on to kind of the centerpiece of what I was thinking the show would be about today. Is I'm going to drop my opinion on something that's kind of controversial. And I don't know that it should be controversial, but we'll get to that in the next segment after I kind of break down the Pecos League a little bit more. And then we'll wrap up the show with the Major League Baseball, looking at Major League Baseball. And we'll look in as 3 o'clock today, the men's national team takes on Australia in the World Cup. So lots of sports going on. Really, the only sport going on that is really big is baseball right now. But the World Cup's going on as well. And I think people in the United States are interested in it until the men's national team gets knocked out, and then they won't be as interested. The people from other countries will still be interested in it, Mexico and wherever. It's not a popular sport in America. And I remember a few years ago, I was looking at my my Facebook memories the other day, and you had Matt Beasler, who's from Kansas, played for Sporting KC, was on the men's national team, and that was a really good team. Landon Donovan, there's been some really good guys that have played for the U.S. national team, and I just don't feel like they capitalized on the popularity that was soccer about 10, 12 years ago, and it just never picked up the steam that they hoped it would, and I don't know any way that they really can in America do that because it's competing with so many other sports. In a lot of other countries, there's not that many other sports. In America, we have football, we have baseball, we have basketball, we have hockey. We've got soccer, we've got indoor football, we've got minor league baseball. It's crazy how many sports we have in America. I did an interview the other day with Ted Riley, who some of you might know, filled in for me a couple of weeks ago in a win game. And I did an interview with him, and he asked me, what my thoughts were on the resurgence of baseball in popularity and why I thought that happened. And I said, I think it's a number of different factors, but the main one, and the one that I still believe, is we all at some point played baseball, whether it was t-ball or coach pitch or played in college, whatever. We all have some tie to the game. And that goes for probably 90% of the American population. It's the easiest sport for kids to go play. Basketball, you got to dribble and run. Football, you have full contact, and even flag football is pretty rough. Soccer is fairly easy to play, but you got to remember all the rules on offsides and whatnot, and it's more just running than anything. And hockey is kind of a niche sport. My kid plays hockey. He's lucky enough that they have it in Dodge City every fall. If they didn't, he wouldn't play hockey. I didn't grow up playing hockey. I loved hockey. Always wanted to play hockey. Can't skate worth a darn, as I proved a couple months ago when I broke my rib. But he's very lucky. Not every kid gets that opportunity, just like golf. Golf is an expensive sport. Not every kid gets the opportunity to go play golf. Baseball's a rather cheap sport. You can borrow somebody else's glove usually, and somebody usually has one. You don't have to get crazy with baseball. $20 you can have a t-ball glove, and another $20 or so you can have a bat. $40. And communities embrace playing baseball. And so there's, rec programs for baseball every summer, and they encourage kids to go play it. And it's a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. You don't have to worry about all the crazy rules of baseball because there's not very many crazy rules in baseball. It's a rather simple game. And so I think that plays into it. And so the people my age that are parents now, remember that. And going to the ballpark, that feel of going to the ballpark, the warmth of the sun on your face and the smell of the grass, and hearing the organ sound over the speakers, whether it's a real organ or an MP3 of somebody playing an organ, it doesn't matter. It's just that feel, that nostalgic feel that baseball has. And I think in this world that we're in right now, that is absolute chaos. 24/7, people have access to you through social media, through cell phones, through whatever. And if you don't respond quickly, people start asking questions, and it's going to a baseball game turns that off for a little bit. And it's simpler, and it's quieter, and it's calmer. And you get to unplug for a couple of hours. And you don't have to, constantly scream like you're at a football game and you're chanting and screaming, or even soccer matches where you're chanting and screaming, or dealing with the loud noises in an arena for arena football or basketball or even hockey. Baseball's very calm and laid back and relaxed. And I think that is a huge factor for its resurgence in popularity. And they keep trying to speed the game up more. And a lot of us don't want that because we're purists when it comes to baseball. We'd rather baseball be baseball. But it has made it more appealing to the younger generation of, our kids. And so we get to share that with them, even if it is just a little bit quicker. We're talking a half hour or so. But the beauty of baseball is, it's relaxed. And I don't think that we get to relax that much in this world anymore. And I think that that is a huge factor in the popularity of baseball. And we've seen it at Garden City Wind games. Over the years, the attendance has increased a lot at Garden City Wind games. And that is, I think, due to some of those factors. And it's also due to the fact that they've been successful. And you go to a game and you expect the Wind to win, especially at Clint Liner. And we've seen teams that aren't very successful still draw well. Santa Fe still draws well, and they've had a rough few years. Baseball is just, that sport that everybody can relate to. And most of us think we can still play it. I'm looking forward to, if they have the celebrity softball at the All-Star game this year, getting out there and showing the people, giving them what they want. Me hitting dingers, no big deal. It's just what I do. I've never hit a dinger in my life. I hit the fence like 3 or 4 times. Top of the fence, too. Warning track power here. That's right. Right here. But we've seen it in attendance last night. It was good for the game against Trinidad. You expect that against the Trinidad Triggers, rivals of the Garden City Wind. And now I expect some pretty good attendance the next 2 nights in Trinidad. A nice Friday and Saturday combo. Spend the evenings. I don't know what else there is to do in Trinidad, Colorado. I was thinking about it. It's been 10 years that this league has I've been a part of this league, and I still never made the trip to Trinidad. And this is the only road trip to Trinidad this year, so it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year unless they have playoff games in Trinidad, and then I'll probably make the trip for playoff games. But otherwise, yeah, I'll go to Trinidad, and maybe in the off season, I'll take the wife and we'll just go vacation for a weekend in Trinidad. I don't know what to do in Trinidad. If you have any thoughts of what there is to do in Trinidad, shoot me a text, 620-222-0898, the number, and you can join the conversation here. But Garden City takes on Trinidad tonight. You can catch that game here on Dry River Radio, as Andy will have the call tonight. Other games in the Pecos League tonight. Bakersfield is at Dublin, the number 3 and number 1 team in the Pacific. That should be a pretty good matchup. Dublin's on fire right now. Austin at San Rafael. San Rafael is not as dominant as they were in the last couple of years, so Austin could maybe steal one of those. Roswell at Tucson. Roswell got the win last night. Blackwell and Alpine, they're scheduled for a doubleheader because they got rained out yesterday. So we'll see if they can get that in, because there is a chance of more weather all over the place the next couple of days. And then North Platte is at Santa Fe. Pecos is at Grand Junction. That should be a pretty good matchup there in Colorado. So we'll see how things play out tonight and over the weekend. And, of course, Sunday is Faith and Family Day at the ballpark. Come join us. It's El Zarape Day. I saw, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because I shared it, I think. I know Jennifer shared it. I'm not so certain that I shared it. I might not have. I'm not a great social media guy. But Father's Day Fiesta at the ballpark on Sunday. Come celebrate Dad with us, El Zarape says. Free T-shirts for the first 50 fans. Easy salsa, El Zarape salsa jars given away all game long. El Zarape gift cards up for grabs as well. So don't miss the fun. Bring Dad out to the game as El Zarape has the ultimate Father's Day Fiesta for you this weekend. So if you got no plans, now you got plans. Come out to the ballpark and join us. Faith and Family Sunday and El Zarape Fiesta. So, yeah, there we go. That's what we got going on to this weekend. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk about a kind of controversial issue that has popped up in recent days as this is June. And there's a lot of things that come with the month of June. We'll be back in a moment. It's Ridin the Pine. Here on a Friday, it's brought to you by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
And with your Pecos League recap for games played on June. Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Ridin the Pine here on Dry River Radio. I'm your host, Joey Dean. I don't know why the recap started again. I swear I clicked it as mute, but maybe I did. Maybe I might have messed up. Don't tell anybody that, though. I don't want that getting out, that I make mistakes. I really don't. I'm pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's where we'll just leave that there. Leave that like that. So I kind of hinted that I might upset some people today, and I even shared that on Facebook that my thoughts on this subject may upset people. That is not my intention at all. But it might be what happens, because this world, as I was talking about, it's a fast-paced world now, and everybody has access to you, and you just want to unplug sometimes. Well, on top of it, everybody's got an opinion, and if you don't agree with their opinion, as I've learned, then you're wrong, and you're evil and bigoted and whatever names, Nazi and whatever names come out, whether you're talking about politics or life or what have you. And that brings us to this. So earlier in the week, the San Francisco Giants had hats that the SF was rainbow colored in celebration of Pride Night, because it is Pride Month. And of course, some players don't agree with the whole Pride movement. And so 3 of the pitchers wrote Bible verses on their hats, and Major League Baseball threatened to fine them if they did it again. And then on top of that, the York Revolution in the Atlantic League, they hosted, or were supposed to host, a Pride Night last night against Southern Maryland. And the players took a vote, and it was a very long conversation they had, and a very tense conversation, and the players said, absolutely not. We're not going to wear the jerseys you're making us wear. And they were York jerseys with rainbow-colored sleeves. And so they forfeited the game. And the York Revolution went on with Pride Night last night, and they had batting practice and all the events they were going to have for Pride Night. And the team stated this decision was not reached lightly. Unfortunately, several of our players have refused to wear the scheduled Pride Night jersey, and the club decided that hosting the event is more important than forcing the players to wear jerseys that they are not comfortable with and playing the game. And then the team also said, to be clear, this action is by the players. It's completely inconsistent with our vision as the most welcoming place in York. As a small token of our regret for the last-minute change of plans and support for our LGBTQIA+ representing partners, we are making a $10,000 donation to the Rainbow Rose Center to support and further their work in making sure the York community is as inclusive as we strive to make Wellspan Park in York, Pennsylvania. The Rainbow Rose Center, which offers an environment of inclusion, equity, and health where all LGBTQIA+ community members thrive in York and Adams counties, and is one of the sponsors of the Pride Night, and they were disappointed by the decision to cancel the game. Okay, this is where I'm going to tick some people off. Here we go. First off, it's not inclusive. First off, we shame players. Players get shamed. Remember Tim Tebow? People shamed him for expressing his faith on the field. We shame players for doing that. And you're shaming players here for having religious views that don't agree with the current pop culture of the world. I have no problem with the LGBTQ whatever other letters we're going to throw in, because it's longer now than I remember it a couple years ago. I have no problem with that community. I have a stepdaughter who has a wife. I love them both. I have zero problem whether you're lesbian, gay, queer, transvestite, straight. I don't care. It doesn't bother me in the least. My wife was once dating a woman. It doesn't bother me. That's neither here nor there. That's not the point. The point is forcing your ideals on somebody else. And that's exactly what's happening with these Pride Nights. We have on Sundays at Clint Leitner, and it's not really advertised, but it's been a long understanding that Sundays are Faith and Family Sunday, because that's usually the day people go to church. But players aren't required to wear crosses. Their jerseys aren't altered. Nobody's forced to pray before the game or during the game. There's no prayer held before the game after the national anthem. The only thing you're required to do is the same thing you're required to do at every baseball game. Stand for the freaking anthem and play baseball. That's it. And you stand for the anthem because you live in America, the place where you have the opportunity to be an equal member of society, whether you're gay or straight or bi or whatever. You have that opportunity because you live in America. To force somebody else to adhere to your beliefs is not what inclusiveness is about. It is not what you claim to be. And to shame these players for making a decision, I applaud the players because they, as a group, not everybody had that feeling, but as a group, they said, hey, this bothers you. You know what? Let's take the loss. Way to stick up for your buddies. Whether you think it's the right decision or not, that doesn't matter. Those are brothers on that team, and they look out for each other. And that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly what you're asking other people to do. You want them to look out for you, to include you. But we're going to exclude people who have religious beliefs. That's why we have so many problems in the world. Because everybody has a different religious belief. You know how many wars we have going on because of religion? All of them. Historically, it's been because of religion. 90% of the time, it's been involved. But nobody's forcing you to wear a cross. Nobody's forcing you to celebrate Ramadan or read the Quran. Nobody's forcing you to worship Buddha. But we're forcing people to wear rainbow-colored clothing even if they don't agree with that mindset. And then we're shaming them. Oh, you're not inclusive. You're not inclusive. Why not respect their religious beliefs? Why do we have to change jerseys for everybody? The only thing we should change jerseys for in baseball is on Jackie Robinson Day. And everybody wears the number 42. I have no problem with that. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. If you want to celebrate the first openly gay athlete, first openly gay baseball player, you want to celebrate that guy and change the number, fine. That's a barrier that was broken. Because there's been plenty of gay ball players. Nobody's talking about it. But have somebody, have some reason other than, well, this is how I feel, so everybody should just accept it and they should celebrate me. No, I shouldn't celebrate you. I have no problem with you. I have no problem with the LGBTQ community. But I have a problem with you imposing your will upon me. And so I applaud these players for making this choice. I applaud the players for putting the Bible verses on their hats. And I know plenty of gay people that are religious. You can be both. You can be fine that people live their life a certain way and still believe in God. And I don't get into politics, religion, or LeBron James on this show, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit here because it's bled into baseball. And it's a hot button issue. And everybody's got an opinion. And why? There's no reason to spend money on these jerseys. Have your Pride Night, have your festivities outside the baseball game. Let the baseball players wear their normal jerseys and play baseball. Why are we forcing them to forfeit a game because they don't want to wear rainbow-colored jerseys? Why is that the decision that had to be made? Why couldn't they just say, hey, let's not wear the jerseys? Would you play then? Yeah, I have no problem with what goes on in the stands. Let them celebrate Pride Night. I'm just not going to be a part of it other than playing a game that I get paid to do. I'd be the same way. I don't necessarily care. I look great in rainbow-colored clothing. I look amazing in pink, by the way. And my son's favorite color is yellow. And we wear yellow around here. And it's considered an effeminate color. It's a damn good color. The Shockers wear gold. There's no shaming people. I don't care. I'll wear whatever. But I understand that some people, they have those feelings. And they have rights to those feelings. Just like you have rights to your feelings. And so I applaud these players for banding together and making a decision together, knowing that it was just a handful of guys that were uncomfortable with it, and their players, their teammates said, hey, dude, I'm with you. So I applaud those guys. And I'm sorry that if I upset you, I'm sorry if you were offended, but that's your right to be offended. It's my right to have the opinion I have. It's your right to have your opinion. And we can walk away and not have to resort to anything drastic, whether it be screaming and yelling and name-calling or violence or shaming. Just walk away. It's not hard. You swallow your pride a little bit, but not everybody's going to think the way you do, and they don't have to. Stand for the national anthem and play baseball. That's the two things you got to do on a baseball field. The rest is just bull hockey. That's all it is. Whether it's, faith and family night or pride night or, fiesta night we're going to have on Father's Day. Fathers get hate every Father's Day. You hear single mothers just trash talk fathers every Father's Day because there is some bad dads out there. There's some bad freaking moms, too. You don't hear the mom hate as much on Mother's Day. That's fine. Everybody's got their own opinion. It's fine. It's okay. There's no reason to force it upon somebody else. Your opinion, your thoughts, your beliefs. No need to force that. Because that's not what inclusiveness is really about. Love to hear your thoughts. 620-222-0898. Even if you're listening on the podcast or watching on a recording, you can still shoot me a text, and I'll touch on it next week as well. What your thoughts were, if there's anybody that wants to chime in. I'm open to hear it. I'm not going to get in a pissing contest with you, though. And we're not going to do that. And you can have your opinions. I can have mine. Welcome to the world, bud. Just the way it is. We'll take a break, come back, take a quick look at the Royals, and then we'll do our picks for the evening. This is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pond and Armory, right here on Dry River Radio.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas, with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, Bench Warmers. Final segment of the program. It is Riding the Pine here on Dry River Radio. Glad to have you along. Hopefully I didn't piss you off too much. It wasn't my intention. I just had to get that off my chest. You know, sometimes you just gotta yell into a microphone a little bit. Raise your voice and be like, hey, listen. There's no reason for this. But anyway, Major League Baseball, New York Yankees currently lead the AL East by 3 games over the Tampa Bay Rays. Yankees 45-28, 8-2 in their last 10. The Rays in second. Blue Jays in third with a losing record of 37-38. They're 9 games back. Orioles behind them, Red Sox in last at 29-43. In the AL Central, the White Sox still leading things. I still can't believe this. They're tied right now, numbers-wise, technically, with the Guardians. So White Sox 39-34, the Guardians 40-35, and the Guardians tied with them and ahead of Minnesota by 4.5 games, who have a losing record, 36-40. Royals behind 9.5 games, tied with the Tigers for the worst record in the AL Central. Luckily, the Rockies and the Red Sox exist. Otherwise, the Royals would be right there in running for the worst record in all of baseball. But luckily for the Royals, those teams exist. They're still just 6.5 back in a wild card race, so it's not like it's over. It's still June. But things have to turn around quickly, and they haven't been turning around. 4-6 in their last 10, minus 43 in run differential, which is the worst number in the AL Central. The Tigers and Royals were projected to be the top 2 teams in this division, and the teams that are at the top were supposed to be at the bottom. So this is just chaos. The White Sox have the only positive run differential in the AL Central at +1. Yeah, just 1. AL West, Seattle Mariners lead things by a 1.5 games over the A's. Yeah, the A's. The Mariners at 39-37. The A's with a losing record at 37-38, a 1.5 games back. Rangers 35-39, 3 games back. Astros at 35-41, 4 games back. And the Angels way back there, 9 games out of first place. Again, just one team with a positive run differential, and that's the Mariners at +23. In fact, the A's, who are in second, are minus 46. So worse than the Royals, and they're just a 1.5 games back. That's insane. They have a better record than Royals, too. NL East, the Braves lead things by 7 games, and they're pretty convincing about it. +100 on the run differential. In fact, just one team in the positive +100 in the AL. That's the Yankees at +118, which is the second best in all of baseball. All 3 first-place teams in the NL are over +100. The Braves at +100 lead the Phillies by 7 games, who actually have a negative run differential, though they're 5 games over 500. 3 games over 500, and a game back of the Phillies are the Washington Nationals. How about that? Go Nats go. +15 in run differential are the Nats. Marlins 10 games back. Mets 13 games back. What is going on in New York? That was supposed to be a good team. The NL Central, the Brewers surprising everybody, and at 45-27 lead things by 5.5 games, +116 in run differential. Didn't they get rid of everybody at the end of the last year? What's going on? The Cardinals in second place. They always seem to find a way to be in the mix. They're +3. Cubs 7.5 games back. The Cubs have had 2 10-game win streaks this season, and they're 39-36. Yeah, not fun. But they're +9 in run differential. The Pittsburgh Pirates, a game over 500, 8.5 back. They're +14. And the Reds, the only one with a negative run differential, though they're just 3 games under 500. Definitely the best division in baseball. The Reds at 35-38, 10.5 games out of first, though just 3 back in the wild card race. And then finally in the NL West, the Dodgers lead things by 9 games over the Padres. At 48-27 are the Dodgers, plus 144. That's the best run differential in all of baseball. Padres 38-35, 9 games back. The Diamondbacks 38-36, 9.5 back. And then the Giants and Rockies round things out. The Rockies with a league worst 28-47 record, 20 games back, 11 games back in the wild card race, as they are the only team double-digit games back in the wild card race in all of baseball. So that's a rundown of the standings in Major League Baseball, looking at games today as we do our picks here to finish out the show. Toronto at Chicago. They're warming up right now in Wrigley Field. Go Cubs go in that one. White Sox at Detroit. Give me the White Sox, I guess. It feel weird taking the Southsiders, but okay. Cincinnati at New York. I can't take the Yankees again. I can't do it. I did it the last couple of times. Give me the Reds. Washington at Tampa Bay. Go Nats. Let's go. Right there, man. Giants at Miami. Give me the Giants. Milwaukee at Atlanta. Give me the Braves in that one. San Diego at Texas. I will take the Rangers, who have kind of been on an upswing. Cleveland at Houston. Cleveland's playing really good. Houston trying to figure it out. Give me Cleveland. St. Louis at Kansas City. The Royals, you gotta beat your rivals at least. Come on, time to get the youngsters in there. Have Carter Jensen and those guys playing every day. See what they got. This one on Apple TV tonight at 8:15. Give me the Royals. Pittsburgh at Colorado tonight. Give me Pittsburgh. L.A., the Angels at the Athletics. I will take the Athletics in Sacramento. Minnesota at Arizona. I will take Minnesota in that one, even though Arizona's playing good as well. Baltimore at the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the Dodgers, even though I'll be cheering on the Birds. And Boston at Seattle. Give me Seattle. In the Pecos League, games tonight. Bakersfield at Dublin. It's hard to go against the Leprechauns. They've got the luck going for them right now. Give me the Leprechauns. Austin at San Rafael. Let's go weirdos. Let's get weird tonight. Roswell at Tucson. Whoo, man. Roswell got the win last night. I think Tucson bounces back today. Alpine at Blackwell, game 1. Think Alpine. Alpine at Blackwell, game 2. Also think Alpine. North Platte at Santa Fe. I'll take the 80s on the road. Yeah. Pecos at Grand Junction. Grand Junction's playing some pretty good ball right now. I will take the Razorback Suckers. And finally, Garden City at Trinidad. Go Wind Whoosh in that one. The United States men's national team against Australia. Yeah, we gotta beat Australia, right? It's gotta happen. Let's go. Let's go. USA, baby. All the way. I'd love to see the USA make it to the finals in the World Cup. How awesome would that be? We just, just dominate all the sports and just win them all. Like, no big deal. Whatever. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think they will beat Australia tonight. I was very impressed with the way they played the other day. But yeah, there's the picks for today. That'll do it for today's show. Big thank you to all the sponsors who made it happen. Spike's Cafe, Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas, Graph Inc., and AAA Pawn and Armory. Don't forget, you can listen to the show on our podcast, which is just the show in podcast form, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon, YouTube, whatever. You can always listen to it on the podcast. You can also watch it on Facebook Live for the next 30 days, and you can listen to it as well on our website. It is dryriverservices.com. My name's Joey Dean. I'll be back with you about 7 o'clock tonight for Garden City Wind Baseball, as well have your Builder's First Horse pregame show, and then we'll send it to Andy out in Colorado. Thank you to everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you here in a couple of hours.